This is advice for high school students and teenagers. For most young people in the US and other developed countries, this advice will apply to pretty much most of you below the age of 20. This is financial advice, not general life advice. So only you know what will make you happy or unhappy, whether you'll profit from taking a trip or watching your investments grow. Invest in your education. If you're in high school or a recent high school graduate, you should be planning on attending college or earning a vocational certification of some kind. The best investment you can make is improving your future earning potential. If the cost of college is too high, consider a local community college or a 4-year state school. I went to UMass Amherst. This was a great experience for me. The education was phenomenal and the social life was phenomenal. You may only need to get a part-time job while you attend. Do not go to a for-profit college as they are very, very expensive, generally not well respected, and credits can be very difficult to transfer to accredited 4-year college. Fill out your free application for federal student aid by the end of April of any year you plan to go to college, so you're eligible for grants and federally subsidized student loans. Avoid taking on loans that exceed the future earning potential of the degree by too large of a factor. If you're earning extra money, consider saving it as an emergency fund for education expenses, following the advice earlier in the course. Some people consider military enlistment or ROTC as the best way to pay for college. That's a valid approach, but it's a big commitment. Talk to some people in the military or veterans other than your recruiter before you commit. Also note that dropping out of an ROTC can be very expensive. So you should probably not enter ROTC if you have any potential medical or mental health issues. Have a plan for your education. You ideally wouldn't go out and buy a car without doing a bit of research on existing owners of that make and model. Why would you get into a 5 or even 6 figures of debt without doing a similar amount of research? If you're on the fence about going to college or having a chosen major, it makes sense to find someone who has gone through your prospective degree program. Take them out to lunch and get feedback on how their path has treated them. Did the degree path make any sense for them? If they could do it all over again, would they? What advice would you have to someone before considering following in their shoes? Once you've done this, don't just cherry pick someone who's become a breakout success. Try to talk to someone in the middle of a pack, or even folks who went through the program and failed. Consider fallback options as well. If your career plan requires certain things that may not come to pass, such as being accepted into a top 10 law school, and if your plans are forced to change, what are your options? An undergraduate degree in business and engineering might be better than a bachelor's degree in philosophy. Think about your career. If you're headed to college, think long and hard about a degree that won't pay for itself. For any career, you should talk to several people who work in the field about your education plans, that career paths, to make sure your plan makes sense. College is often when young adults start building credit via student loans and credit cards, but it's also a lot of people start with a long relationship with expensive debt. It's fine to open up a credit card if you're not a natural spender, but if you always pay off your credit each month and you're responsible with it, but if any of those are in doubt, just skip buying a credit card. You can always build credit later when you have a steady income and more experience handling money. In my experience, I didn't have any experience handling money. So when I was younger, I built up some debt, but now when I did have a steady income and more experience handling money, I paid off those credit card balances.